Welcome back to middle school. It's a zoo out there, so just be cool. Don't speak too loud, try to fit in. But if you don't, then you can be an outfit repeater. You better believe that an outfit repeater is the best thing you can be. Just be chill, smile and wave. If you stay with us, you'll be okay. It's rough out there, but you will always have a seat with the outfit repeaters.
Hello, everyone, and a welcome to the Outfit Repeaters, an unofficial Lizzie McGuire recap podcast. I'm your host, Marisa Cantor, and with me, as always, is Sam Chung.
Hello, it is great to be back, and I'm very excited for this episode that we're about to do today because we have a very special guest with us on the podcast today. My friend Nick Barbieri is joining us to do a season of Big Brother starring Lizzie McGuire cast characters, I guess. So, Nick, thank you for joining us on the podcast today.
Hello, happy to be here. Very excited for what should be a better season of Big Brother than what we're currently watching.
I mean, that was kind of the hope that we'll get with this. So, Nick, whenever we have a guest on the podcast, we always start with the most basic of questions, which is on a scale of me, who has never seen Lizzie McGuire ever, to Marisa, who is a Lizzie McGuire super fan. Where do you fall on the Lizzie McGuire fan spectrum?
I'm going to put myself at a solid 7.5 just because I watched like every episode when it was on as a child. Don't have like the best memory of the show itself, but I do consider myself a super fan of the movie. And the movie holds an especially special place in my heart. So for that reason, we're going to go like pretty high on the scale, I think.
You should be well prepared for today's episode then. Like you recognize all of these people in some capacity.
Yeah.
And you're obviously a Big Brother fan too.
Yes, definitely. My super fandom of that is probably more than Lizzie McGuire. So that I'm fully prepared for.
Got you. We will be modeling today's season of Big Brother after Big Brother 21. So hopefully this season of Big Brother that we do today will also be better than that season.
Yeah. That is the hope.
Yeah. We don't need to go into it too much.
No.
I mean, it honestly couldn't be worse. So the bar is really low here.
Pretty low.
I don't know, Marisa, do you have any questions for Nick?
Well, we usually also start the show with just like reviewing of what we've been watching, and I know that we are at the end of our OC rewatch. I know that you are also doing an OC rewatch, so I think we have to talk about the OC for a second.
I think that sounds great. So we're in season 4 now.
Yes, we just started season 4. We're like a couple episodes into the, get revenge for Marisa situation.
Yeah.
I'm still mad about her death, and I don't know. It's like, it's one of those things that I was mad about it for a solid 48 hours after it happened.
It's pretty devastating. It was just not necessary in all my years of watching teen dramas. Like, there's been death involved, but there's never been such a, like, clearly you wanted this character written off the show and you just chose to kill them very senselessly. It was just not necessary. I felt very sad forever. And yeah, never really recovered from that loss.
Yeah. So when we were watching the episode, because I had like a vague awareness that Marisa was going to die, but I didn't know how before we watched it. And so the whole episode, because it was very like, oh no, she's just going off to Greece. Like, she's just going on her boat. And Sam was like dragging me the entire episode. Like, you think she dies? Like, you're so horrible. and then she died. I was right.
Well, I was just blindsided.
To their credit, I think the death scene is a good death scene. I think it's like a very nice callback to like season 1. I think they do a good job with it, but it's just so devastating. Like, Marissa Cooper truly has the worst life. Like, for a pretty white rich girl, like, they really just destroyed her at every chance they could over the course of 3 seasons.
Yeah. It was all for that final shot of Ryan carrying Marissa's body and the car just exploding in the background. That's what it was all. That's what it was all for.
Yeah, it became like a Michael Bay movie. It was crazy.
In another life, Misha Barton has Megan Fox's Michael Bay career.
Yes. Nick, I'm curious. Did you ever watch Roswell? Like the original Roswell?
I never did. I never watched original Roswell or Roswell, New Mexico.
Okay, because that was the most recent pilot episode that I showed Marissa, just because it's a Wilds pilot. You know, we're looking for new content.
We are.
Well, I think Sam needs to go down a One Tree Hill rabbit hole. That sounds.
I will take him down that so easily. I have fully watched One Tree Hill 2 or 3 times in my life. That is like the pinnacle of teen drama for me.
Yeah, I support that entirely. It's a great show. It evolves into adulthood very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
It's the college years. You don't need to worry about that. And it's just so good. It's so good. Sophia Bush is one of my favorite.
Yes, I was really hoping that Rachel Bilson would have like Brooke Davis upside, like watching the OC. And she hasn't quite gotten there because she just keeps going back to Seth, who is trash.
Okay, justice for Seth. I love Seth Cohen.
No, I love him too, and I wanted to love him so bad. I'm like, this like awkward Jewish boy, like right up my alley. Like yes, like I love Adam Brody, but just the lying about Brown thing just really killed me.
That's fair.
I was like, what is your end game? And then she just forgave him. I don't know.
I feel like we should have like disclaimer there would be so many OC spoilers. I don't know that we've ever gone this deep into like the actual content, like microanalyzing the show to this point.
We can put it in the show notes. You can put it in the description.
Yeah, like just so you know, the entirety of the OC will be recapped in the first 10 minutes of this podcast.
Okay, it's just the first 3 seasons. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's true. I binged through Rami within the course of like 3 days, which I really enjoyed.
I haven't checked out Rami yet.
I know, it was something that's been on my watch list for a while, and I was curious ever since they won. What did they win? The Golden Globe? Or did
Golden Globe.
Yeah, they won a Golden Globe, and I really enjoyed it. I think he has a really unique voice, and it's interesting to see I feel like it's interesting to see like a young person who's very like into faith as a concept, because it's not something that you see a lot, regardless of what faith they believe in. So it was super interesting, and I love me some Mahershala Ali. So
is he in both seasons or just season 2?
Just season 2, but he's like, I think he's in 6 of the 10 episodes, so I'm not going to complain about that.
The only other thing I watched last night, just continuing my Selena and Chef binge, strong recommend. Selena and Chef, it is so good. She's very relatable and authentic, and I like it. It's a very nice quarantine binge.
Yes, it's very cute. Her kitchen is aspirational.
It really is.
I know Marissa wants some shiny knives now. That's
do.
Like next on her list.
Well, I looked up the knives the first night I watched the show because I was watching this on.
And Marissa, you just finished Little Voices, or is it Little Voice?
Little Voice.
It's just one voice.
Just one.
Just one little
just
voice.
Her voice
on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, it was really good. It was like a Sarah Bareilles album as a TV show, and made me nostalgic for New York, even though I'm right here. Like it just was like really emotional
for a different time.
For a different time, yeah. They were like all over downtown. Yeah, I did that. I did a lot in the past week. That show, I watched Emily in Paris over the course of a day. That like ruined me. And Julie and the Phantoms I finished, and it's probably my new favorite show. I will hype that show up to everyone.
I feel like you recapped it on the last podcast, so I don't know.
I did. I was halfway through it last week.
But the ending held up for you.
The ending held, yeah.
Okay.
It's a great show.
Nick, Marissa is wondering if you're continuing to follow the Love Island cast as close as she is.
Oh, I am, honestly. Much more so than I even was after season 1 of Love Island. I feel like after that, the only people I really followed were Zach and Elizabeth and Kira. And now I'm following like half that cast.
Yeah.
Like I'm very interested in their journey. Connor and Mackenzie.
Yes.
Wild.
Yes.
Wild.
You know, it's what we deserve, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like Marissa checks on Justine and Caleb a couple times a day.
They're putting so much content out there right now. You have to keep up. I love them.
Everyone's starting a YouTube channel. I'm like, why is that the platform that we decided that we all want to be on? But like, sure.
I know, it's very 2009 of them.
It is. I'm very confused that it seems Caleb and Justine don't know how to video chat without FaceTime. Like her owning an Android seems to be putting up a barrier. And I'm like, have you not heard of Zoom? We're literally in a pandemic. I'm very confused about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen Moira and Justine hanging out in the city because they're both Jersey based. So
like city adjacent.
Yeah, so city adjacent, but I've seen photos of them, you know, in Manhattan. The thing that does bother me though is seeing them just like dilly-dallying around as if we're not in the middle of a pandemic. Like their lives still look so Love Island great. And I'm like,
that's what social media is for. You know, social media doesn't want to look at a pandemic.
Like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That is life.
I just want like a mask every now and then, like that same for
Right.
the ones that are out and about in LA. I'm like, you're out here in Venice at like the skate park, Kirsten. Can you wear a mask, please?
Yeah. Can I at least like see it like on your like you can like put it down for the photo? Like, can I at least know one is present? I agree.
All right. So today we are going to, as we mentioned at the top, dive into a fake season of Big Brother that we are calling Big Brother, Big Sister. That is the title of this season of Big Brother. And we have 16 contestants who are all going to be vying for the crown. I don't know. What is the winner of the best house guest? I don't know.
You're just like the winner.
Just the winner?
Are you thinking like a Soul Survivor
Yeah,
equivalent?
like is there a Soul Survivor equivalent?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Okay, the winner. That's so boring. All right. The biggest sister. All right. So before we dive into this season, let's dive through the cast. And we'll post the link to, it's done through a platform called Brantsteele, which basically you can plug in whoever you want and simulate basically any season of Survivor, Big Brother, pretty much any reality show, and also any fictional reality show. Like you can simulate Hunger Games seasons in this platform, which is very dark. I don't know why you would want to do that. But it's something that you could do if you wanted to. So regardless, we have 16 contestants, house guests, all vying for the title of the winner. So in alphabetical order, we're going to start off with Aaron Carter. I should also preface, these are only people from season 1. So if someone showed up in season 2, we don't know who they are. This is only season 1 people. So I figured since this was the only opportunity Aaron Carter is really going to have, gotta have Aaron Carter.
I'm rooting for Aaron Carter.
Any thoughts on Aaron Carter? He's popular. I think that could work for him.
I mean, we saw how Lizzie and Miranda reacted to his presence in the show. So I think that, you know, maybe would be keen for an alliance.
Yeah.
Sam McGuire too. Sam McGuire was very excited to meet Aaron Carter.
Yes. All right.
Made the soundboard.
Oh my God. You're so right.
I was setting you up.
I wasn't ready.
I can't believe I'm going to meet Aaron Carter.
All right. We also have Claire Miller. I learned her last name just now. I didn't realize her last name was Miller until I started pulling this cast together, but Claire is here.
Can I just say, just off the top, this is like in terms of diversity pretty on par with like a standard season of Big Brother. It's
about right.
It's pretty bleak.
Yeah, we have, I guess, 4 if you count Miranda.
You do count Miranda.
All right.
4 is maybe more diverse than a typical season of Big Brother, if we're being really honest about that.
All right. We have Coach Kelly, one of my favorites, played by Dot Marie Jones. I feel good about Coach Kelly. Can we say Comp Beast? I don't know.
I feel like he'd be an early target.
You think? I don't know. We'll see. We have Gordo, David Gordon.
I don't feel so good about him. He's your Ian, right? He's your know-it-all. Well, he kind of splits that with Larry.
Yeah.
In a way. It's just who's more annoying.
Yeah. I don't know. Nick, what are the prospects for Gordo here?
I agree that he has big Ian Terry energy. It's just a matter of, is he going to be this season Ian or season 14 Ian? And I don't know which.
So it's a high ceiling, at least, for Gordo. Like, there's potential there.
Yeah.
All right. We have Ethan Kraft. Now, I feel like Ethan Kraft, he may not look it, but I feel like Ethan Kraft could also have a high ceiling here. Things just work out for him.
Oh, I agree. I mean, he is your, stereotypical, unproblematic white boy who can take it far, just on the basis of charm and good looks.
Next, I was too lazy to actually dig through and find the avatar for Gammy McGuire. So we have Gammy McGuire represented by a unicorn sweatshirt. You know what? I feel great about Gammy McGuire. I am actually going to go out on a limb here and say right off the bat, Gammy McGuire is my winner pick.
Oh my God.
I feel great about Gammy McGuire. She windsurfs. She's a boss. She doesn't care what other people think, and I think people will respect that about her. So Gammy McGuire is my winner pick.
I respect that.
Plus, she loves giving people gifts. So who doesn't love a good gift? And next, we have Holly, played by Sarah Paxton, who was in 5 minutes of season 1. We needed to fill out the cast, and so Sarah Paxton, congratulations, you're here. Maybe you can make more of an impact in Big Brother, Big Sister than you did in the show.
Yeah, she was the outgoing class president.
Yes. Yes, she was, real for a hot second. All right, next we have Joe McGuire. Nick, thoughts on Joe McGuire?
It depends what mom energy she's going to bring to the table. Is she going to be the person that take cares of the house and so people want to keep her in, or is she going to be real naggy and is she going to piss people off? I feel like one of those two energies is going to come out and it may rub people a type of way.
Marisa, you're a big Joe McGuire fan. What do you think Joe McGuire's ceiling is here?
I agree with Nick. I feel like it could go either way. I would love to see her bring some Reem Daily energy to the table. With that, I'm not a mom, but I am a mom. But I'm going to, do your laundry for you and piss you off. Yeah. But I'm not a mom here. I'm a contestant.
All right. Next, we have Kate Saunders, who I guess this will be the true test. Is she as popular as she claims to be? Or is it all a facade?
Well, built-in alliance, she does have.
I mean, they all have built-in alliances.
That's true.
This is an entire cast of people who all know each other.
That's true.
But you're right. Claire, I feel like, should stand by Kate pretty much regardless of what happens.
I'm rooting for Kate. I want Kate to come across as the true hero of Lizzie McGuire. So we'll see.
We'll see. All right, next we have Lanny Onassis.
I did not know that was his last name until just now.
I didn't either.
I think that he could slip under the radar for a while. People might just forget that he's there.
Because he's so quiet.
Yeah, he'll be Matt's number 2 for sure.
Maybe he'll be Matt's number 2, but I feel like Lanny he's not here to play number 2. Lanny's here to win.
I respect that.
You sneak all the way to final 3 and then
you
win that final HOH and then you win the season. I think that he has that energy.
For sure. All right, so next we have Larry Tudgman. We touched upon him a little bit, but he's in a similar position to Gordo, right?
I think he'll be more annoying than Gordo.
That's possible. But you know what? I actually feel good about Larry too, because if anyone has proven that they can win a vote, it's Larry Tudgman.
That's true.
He's class president. So So Larry actually, I don't feel bad about. It's just like, which version of Larry are we going to get today?
Yeah, it could go either way.
Yeah.
You just have to wait and see.
All right. Next, star of the show, Lizzie McGuire. What are Lizzie's prospects on Big Brother, Big Sister?
Well, she is the big sister, so I don't know. I feel like with Lizzie, I feel like she's a big target going into this. And I feel like she'll either be an early boot or she'll go really far. Like I don't think she'll just be somewhere in the middle.
It's politics.
Yeah.
I think the second Matt gets HOH, Lizzie's gone. I think that's just that's inevitably what will happen.
Well, that brings us to our next contestant, Matt McGuire. Yeah, I feel like this game is made for him.
I think he's my winner pick for sure.
Matt is your winner pick?
Yeah.
And Nick, is he your winner pick too?
Yeah, he has the most going for him. I definitely think that if he doesn't go very far, I'll be very surprised. He's the Tyler. Like, I see him as going to the end, but if there's a bitter jury, there's no way Matt's winning. So, but I think he's definitely in the final two for sure.
Wow. Okay, so you both have Matt McGuire as your winner pick. That's super interesting. So
I think if he goes out earlier too, it's going to be like a classic backdoor. He's my winner. Let's go. Let's do this.
All right. We have Miranda Sanchez, of course. I don't think Miranda is cut out for this game. I'm just going to come out and say it. I don't think this game is for her. We have Mr. Dig, substitute teacher Mr. Dig. I don't know. I honestly don't know with Mr. Dig.
Who's going to be in an alliance with their substitute teacher?
I don't know. It could be maybe the adults just like band together, but they're still not a majority. So there's many more children than adults. So
Adults will be easy targets at the beginning.
Yeah, I guess that's the question. Will it break out that way, or will the more pettiness between like Lizzie and Kate really come to the front here? And then finally, to close out our cast, we have America's favorite dad, Sam McGuire. Thoughts on Sam McGuire's prospects here?
I think, like you just said, he's an early favorite for America's favorite player. I just think he's going to bring that type of dadliness that people gravitate towards.
Coolio-ness.
Yeah.
All right. And so that rounds out our Big Brother cast for today. So the link to actually access this season of Big Brother we'll post in the show notes. So if you're curious, to follow along, we can put that in the show notes as well. Basically, if you think about Lizzie McGuire and you think about the main characters, they're here today. So let's dive into the season. Like I said, this is modeled after Big Brother season 21. So there will be, what is it called? Camp Castaway?
Camp Comeback.
Camp Comeback, sorry.
Castaway, you're just in survivor mode all day.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. What is the Camp Comeback twist, Marissa?
It's really dumb. Camp Comeback was essentially, for the first part of the game, nobody got voted out. They just went to Camp Comeback. They stayed in the house and they still lived in the house and they still got to be amongst the house guests, but they didn't have a vote. They didn't get to compete. There was going to be a player buyback eventually, and then one of them would get to return to the game. But instead of sequestering them outside of the house, they got to stay in the house and see what was unfolding. Unfortunately, it turned into a really toxic and abusive situation during the season, because literally the way it ended up playing out was just no one who was in the game was allowed to talk to the Camp Comeback people.
And the Camp Comeback people ended up being the minority people as well, right?
Yes.
All right, so hopefully we don't see that play out here today.
Yes, because right off the bat, there is the banishment where
Okay, we don't need to dive into we don't need to get into the specifics here.
Okay, well,
that's okay.
Fine.
All right, so let's proceed. All right, we're gonna get some relationships. Let's see, any of note. Joe and Claire bonding. Holly doesn't like Ethan. Mr. Dig and Matt don't like each other.
Yeah, that checks out.
Mr. Dig and Aaron Carter don't like each other. Larry doing work here. He feels a slight bond with Holly, slight bond with, I'm gonna end up calling her Dot Marie Jones.
Coach Kelly.
Coach Kelly. Matt and Gordo feeling slight dislike. I mean, we're going to get a lot of these, I think, throughout. We'll see how that ends up informing how alliances are formed.
Miranda and Lizzie feel a mutual slight dislike toward one another.
Shocking.
That is surprising. So let's see. Now we have the twist. The house guests will vote for a camp director. The camp director will be safe for eviction and gain power in the game. So 5 house guests would like to be camp director. Claire, Ethan, Gammy McGuire, Larry Tudgman, and Miranda. Is it smart to be camp director, or is this sticking your neck out too early?
I think it's sticking your neck out too early. I don't think you want to do it.
Oh, no.
That's true. But like, if we're going back to what really happened, the person who was camp director went on to win the season.
So this could be telling.
So like, I would be really upset actually if the simulation actually just like spoils the whole thing.
No, I think the simulation will different things will happen. So I don't think necessarily. I mean, it's possible. I won't say it won't happen, but I guess we'll see. All right, so Aaron Carter votes for Ethan. Claire votes for Gammy McGuire. Coach Kelly votes for Claire. Gordo votes for Claire. Ethan votes for Larry Tudgman. We're all over the place here. Everybody's getting a vote. All right, Gammy McGuire votes for Claire. So that's 3 votes for Claire. She's in the lead. Holly votes for Larry. That's 3 votes Claire, 2 votes Larry. Joe votes for Claire. It's 4 votes for Claire. Kate's going to vote for Ethan. All right, so Claire's got 4, Ethan's got 2, Larry's got 2, Gammy McGuire has 1. Lanny votes for Ethan. Larry votes for Miranda. Literally everybody has a vote. Lizzie is going to vote for Larry Tudgman. Ex-boyfriend Larry Tudgman. All right, Matt's going to vote for Gammy McGuire. Miranda's going to vote for Larry. So we're tied right now. 4 votes Larry, 4 votes Claire, 3 votes Ethan. Mr. Dig votes for Claire, 5 votes Claire, 4 votes Larry. Sam McGuire is going to vote for Larry, and we have a tie. That's 5 votes Claire, 5 votes Larry. Miscellaneous votes just strewn all over the place.
Oh, man.
And because of the tie, the camp director will be randomly chosen among the top vote receivers. So does that mean it's just a random draw between Larry and Claire?
Apparently.
I guess so. All right, so the camp director, Larry Tudgman, congratulations.
Oh.
You are the camp director, and you're going to banish 4 house guests from the house.
This feels right.
And 3 of them are going to win their way back in. So Larry, we mentioned doing work early. He was making bonds left and right.
Had some pregame alliances.
Now, do we think that because of the other people who were involved in this vote, are they in danger now because they wanted to be camp director? Like, is Larry just going to turn around and be like, Claire, Ethan, Gammy McGuire, Miranda, boom, you are now on the chopping block?
Maybe. That feels like the move.
I feel like he won't. I feel like he's more surprising. I feel like he's going to pick 4 random people.
Interesting. All right, let's see what he does. Ethan Kraft, you are banished. Joe McGuire, you are banished. Miranda Sanchez, you are banished. And Kate, you are also banished.
Oh my God. So of these 4, one of these is going to be, people are going to be the first boot.
Wow.
Oh, man. I think it's Miranda.
I mean, we said off the top, Miranda's not cut out for this game. This is surprising to me. These are like big characters. Larry's not messing around.
No,
like Larry's playing the long game.
I respect the gameplay. I think this is smart.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. All right. So 3 of these people will be safe. 1 of them will be the first house guest evicted. So now the 4 house guests are going to compete in a competition, a banishment competition. This competition is going to determine who is banished.
Yes, they go to a separate room and it's like an in the dark competition. So it's like the status is like they keep coming back into the house, and then if you make it back into the main house, you are safe unless you're the last one.
Let's see who's going to make it back into the house. So Kate is going to return to the house. Miranda is going to return to the house.
Ooh.
So it's between
Shocked.
Joe and Ethan, right? One of them will be banished.
I'm feeling bad about Joe.
Ethan Kraft returns to the house.
Oh,
Joe McGuire
no.
is eliminated from the game. Wow. So we got the bad version of Joe McGuire, I guess.
Green Daily, first boot.
You're right. Yeah, that's a good call. Wow. All right. That was a quick exit from Joe McGuire. I was expecting a little bit more Joe here.
I was too.
I'll be honest.
This is a big loss.
It is. Wow. I mean, if we're looking at, I mean, obviously this breakdown doesn't make it look very kids versus adults right now, but, you know, the adults couldn't really afford to lose anybody. And now here goes Joe. Wow. That was crazy. All right. So now we're going to have the head of household competition. And so Larry is the camp director. He is not going to compete, but he's going to choose pairs to compete in the head of household competition. Nick, do you remember how this head of household competition worked?
Oh my God, I don't. I don't remember there being pairs. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I can't remember exactly what it was, but I feel like it was like you competed as a duo and then one of you just choose one of you to be HOH. I think that might be what goes down.
Got you. All right. So Lizzie and Sam are a pair. That's a good pair. Matt and Gordo are a pair. Another good pair. Aaron Carter and Gammy McGuire are a pair. Coach Kelly and Holly are a pair. Okay. Ethan and Lanny are a pair. Kate and Mr. Dig are a pair. Claire and Miranda are a pair.
Okay.
And Kate is going to win the head of household competition. So you know what?
Oh, snap.
We laughed at that pairing. We thought Kate and Mr. Dig, what a crazy pairing. But you know what?
Wow.
Kate is your head of household. Now, this is super interesting because Kate was just thrown into the
banishment competition.
This could be bad news for Larry, right?
She's going to get revenge.
Yeah.
Kate does not do anything lying down.
That's true. If anybody is going to play pettiness, it's going to be Kate. I don't feel great about Larry's prospects here. And this goes back to, you know, do you really want to be the camp director? Wow.
Well, he's safe though, right? He's safe this week, actually.
Oh, is he safe? Oh, that could be good for it. That's good for him.
Right now. Yeah.
Because if he was not, he would be surely going on the block. All right.
So whoever he's aligned with, she'll be coming after them.
All right. Now there's a twist because what is Big Brother if there's no twist? So the house guests are informed that over the next 3 weeks, everyone will compete in a whacktivity. Only 5 people will compete each week, and the winner of each week will receive a power. All right, so there's going to be a nightmare comp, a chaos comp, and a panic comp. And so it looks like the first 5 who are going to compete for the nightmare comp will be Ethan, Kate, Lizzie, Miranda, and Sam McGuire. Then we've got chaos, which will be a competition between Aaron Carter, Holly, Lanny, Matt, and Mr. Dig. That's a crazy lineup right there. And then in the panic comp, we have the remainder of our contestants: Claire, Coach Kelly, Gordo, Gammy McGuire, and Larry. Do we know what the powers are here?
I don't remember.
I literally don't remember. I forgot about the term whack activity being.
All right. Well,
Let's just dive in.
We're gonna get to our first whacktivity competition right now, the nightmare comp. This stinks. The 5 house guests compete, and Miranda is going to win the nightmare power. So she can force the head of household to make 2 nominees, or two new nominations within the first 6 nomination ceremonies. That's a good power.
That is a good power.
Especially since Miranda feels like someone who's being targeted early, especially by Larry Tudgman. So she could use this.
Yeah.
All right.
And you said Miranda wasn't cut out for this game. Look at her winning a power.
You know, I hope she proves me wrong.
We'll see how she chooses to use it.
Yeah, nothing would make me happier than for her to prove me wrong. All right, so Kate is now going to nominate 2 house guests for eviction. I feel like we don't really know very much at this point about who she's going to nominate, right? But we think it's not going to be. We think that Larry is safe.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
It looks like Kate is going to nominate Holly and Matt McGuire. Wow.
Oh.
If we lose Joe
Bad news
and
for Matt.
yeah, if we lose Joe and Matt in week 1, that'll be really sad.
Yeah.
Miranda has the nightmare power, and she does not use it. That's not really surprising. She has 6 weeks, right, to use it. So
Yeah.
next we have the veto selection. And so in addition to Kate, Holly, and Matt McGuire, it looks like Ethan, Gordo, and Sam McGuire will also participate in this week's veto competition. And Kate is going to win the power of veto competition. So, you know, Kate came to play as well. She's not messing
Oh
around.
my God. Justice for Kate.
True confused.
You would assume she'd keep them the same, right?
You would assume.
There's no reason to stick your neck out any further.
Oh my God. I'm stressed.
I mean, I feel like secretly we would want Matt McGuire to stay, right? Like, we would be like, Holly, it's fine. You weren't a big part of season 1. You can go. As much as...
Oh yeah, I'm stressed for Matt McGuire right now. My winner pick.
That's true. I forgot he was both of your winner
Yeah,
picks.
Nick's winner pick too.
Just like a week 1 exit for your winner pick. That's always the worst.
To be a pawn. I need her to pull him off and to target someone big. We'll see.
I feel like Matt McGuire is the big target. I know. Is Holly just up there as a pawn because she's not really involved in season 1?
I don't know.
All right, let's see what Kate will do. Kate decides not to use the power of veto. So these nominees are final.
Oh man.
Let's see what's
Oh my
happening. Let's see what's happening. So Larry is impressing the rest of the house. I think we saw that a little bit before, but Larry's really doing some work here. Larry's bonding with Matt, and it has a lasting impact. So this is good for Matt because Matt's on the block right now. So if Larry has some influence and he can sway the house one way or another, maybe we'll see Matt stay for at least 1 more week. We have our first alliance of the season. It's between Coach Kelly, Holly, Larry, and Sam McGuire. So Larry, what is Larry doing? He's formed an alliance with Holly, who is on the block, but he also has something in common with Matt, who is on the block. What is Larry's endgame here?
I don't know how I feel right now. I'm very baffled.
In his defense, because of the camp comeback twist, it makes sense to have a good relationship with both people because either one of them might come back into the game.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So it's going to be super interesting, though, because he's going to have to burn one of them right now.
It's true.
You just gotta lie about it.
This is a surprising alliance for me. I did not see this alliance forming.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to get to now eviction voting.
I have a question about this. When it says strength for like, is 5 the highest?
It's out of 10.
It's out of 10. Okay, so
Yeah,
it's like
a
a middle.
medium. It's a
Okay.
medium strength alliance.
Okay.
Yeah. So the nominated house guests wait as the other house guests vote. Aaron Carter votes to evict Holly.
Okay.
Claire votes to evict Holly. That's 2 votes Holly. Coach Kelly votes to evict Matt.
Oh, no.
I mean, they were in an alliance. She and Holly are in an alliance, so it checks out. Gordo votes to evict Holly. 3 votes Holly, 1 vote Matt. Ethan votes to evict Matt. It's 3 votes Holly, 2 votes Matt. Gammy McGuire votes to evict Holly. It's 4 votes Holly, 2 votes Matt. Lanny votes to evict Matt. That's 3 votes Holly, 4 votes Holly, 3 votes Matt. Lanny votes to evict Matt. Oh no. I guess that bond wasn't as lasting as we thought. We're tied, 4 votes each. Lizzie votes to evict Holly. It's 5 votes Holly, 4 votes Matt. Miranda votes to evict Holly. That's 6 votes Holly, 4 votes Matt. Mr. Dig votes to evict Matt. 6 votes Holly, 5 votes Matt. Sam McGuire votes to evict his own son.
Another.
That's horrible.
Oh no! Is it a tie?
No, I think we still have 2 more votes. Right?
my
There's
God.
15 people. So it's 6-6 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, maybe
No,
not.
because it's
Oh,
the,
I forgot they're included. All right, so
Oh, yeah.
Kate is going to decide who is
my God.
evicted
This
on
is
week
so
1.
stressful.
Does this ever happen week 1? There's like a tie.
Oh, not in recent times, certainly.
A true split house.
Wow. All right.
Oh my God.
What is Kate going to do?
Oh my God.
The nominated house guests await eviction results. By a vote of 6-6, there is a tie. As head of household, Kate cast the sole vote to evict.
Oh no.
Kate votes to evict Holly. You guys are both so relieved right now.
I'm so stressed.
I didn't like the way this was going.
Okay, but we have some takeaways here. We have our first true sense of like where the house is at. We have a split house, which is exciting in terms of gameplay.
Yes.
Like, we don't get that anymore. Ever. So this is already shaping up to be a good season.
Yeah, I mean, that was an exciting first vote.
Really not over Matt's father voting him out.
Yeah,
That's rough.
Yeah. All right, so Holly, I feel like this is probably best case scenario because if Holly won, I feel like we would sort of look at this season very, skeptically, just because she was kind of a last minute addition. But, glad to see her here, but not super sad to see her go.
But don't forget, she is not truly gone.
That's true. So she will join Joe McGuire in Camp Comeback. And the house guests are informed for the first time that the first 4 eliminated house guests will not leave the house. They will remain inside the house as part of Camp Comeback. And after the 4th eviction, one of them will return to the game. All right, week 2. Let's see. So we still have our alliance of Coach Kelly, Holly, no longer, actually. Holly's no longer involved in that alliance. So we still have, or actually, I guess she is because she's still there.
She's still
right?
there, yeah.
Yeah.
So that alliance of Coach Kelly, Holly, Larry, and Sam McGuire, who, yes, voted for his own son, still intact. But oh no, people are starting to dislike Larry. Claire, Kate, and Gordo all feel medium dislike toward Larry.
I mean, he stuck his neck out.
Did he play himself?
He might have.
Probably.
Miranda and Lizzie still don't like each other. Crazy. Joe McGuire feels a small bond towards Claire. Ethan Kraft is now starting to make some moves. So he's got a small bond with Aaron Carter, a small bond with Gammy McGuire. Holly doesn't like him, but she's out of the game essentially, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah. So head of household competition, Mr. Dig
Ooh.
wins the BB Fireworks Quiz-tacular. I mean, if anyone's going to win a Quiz-tacular, it would be Mr. Dig, right?
Sounds right.
As substitute teacher. And now we have our second Whacktivity competition between Aaron Carter, Lanny, Matt, and Mr. Dig. Holly was originally part of this group but she is no longer, in the game, so she will not compete. And Aaron Carter is going to win some chaos power. So he can force a redraw for players in the veto until there are 6 players remaining in the game.
I'm happy about this.
I don't know. Is this a good power? This seems like a medium power.
The first power was better. Like, this is just a redraw. It's not like handpicking the veto players. That'd be better.
True.
And does that mean that you could potentially redraw the same players, or are the players that were drawn the first time exempt?
It sounds like you would have to, especially since it's until 6 players are remaining in the game, it sounds like no one's exempt from being drawn again. So you could redraw and pick the exact same people. Really awkward for you.
Yeah. Yeah, because 6 people compete in the veto. So if you waited until there were 6 people left and then went redraw, it would just be the same thing, right?
Right.
Gotcha. So you would ideally want to use it a little bit before then. Cool. All right, so we're going to get to the nomination ceremony. I don't know what Aaron Carter's going to do.
You mean Mr. Dig?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Dig.
I don't know what he's going to do either.
I don't know what Mr. Dig is going to do.
Wow.
He doesn't like Aaron Carter, right?
Right.
Right.
So Aaron Carter could be in a little bit of trouble. Let's see what Mr. Dig is going to do. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So Mr. Dig.
Matt! What did Matt McGuire do?
So Aaron Carter and Matt McGuire are on the block this week. Matt McGuire just can't get out of trouble.
Oh my God.
Is Matt a pawn at this point? Is Matt
No.
the easy target, but Mr. Dig is really sort of going for Aaron Carter on the down low?
I don't think he's a pawn. I think that half the house wants him gone.
Okay, Miranda has the nightmare power, and she chooses not to use it. So Aaron Carter and Matt McGuire, wow.
I don't like that.
All right, so in addition to Mr. Dig, Aaron Carter, and Matt McGuire, Lanny, Ethan, and Coach Kelly are going to participate in the veto competition this week, and Aaron Carter chooses not to use the chaos power. Let's see who will win this week's power of veto. Matt McGuire has won
Oh, I'm so happy.
the power of veto competition. Congratulations to Matt McGuire. So, I mean, the competition is called Froggy Style. I don't know what that means, but if I had to choose any of them, it would probably be Matt McGuire to win Froggy Style. So he's got, you would assume he's going to pull himself off the block, right?
Of course.
Of course. Although if he didn't, I would not be surprised.
Iconic.
That'd be very chaotic.
All right, so yes, Matt uses the power of veto on himself, and so Lanny is named as a replacement.
The optics. The optics. This is becoming Big Brother 21.
I forget if we saw that. I feel like Matt and Lanny were not sort of getting along.
No.
We saw, but maybe Mr. Dig is like, if I can't get Matt, I'll get his right-hand man.
Lanny voted Matt out in the last round.
That's true. Maybe there's an assumption that, they'll reconcile down the line, so he just doesn't want to even get to that point.
Mr. Dig just has it out for his students.
So let's see what's going on in the house. So Joe and Larry find something in common. Larry, again, making connections all over the place. And Coach Kelly is going to gain some popularity. Alliance number 1 has dissolved. So Coach Kelly, Larry, and Sam McGuire are no longer in an alliance. A new alliance, however, has formed, and this is a big one, between Aaron Carter, Ethan Kraft, Gammy McGuire, Matt McGuire, Miranda, and Sam McGuire. So 1 week after Sam McGuire voted to evict his son, they are now in an alliance together.
Sure.
Where is Lizzie at? Is Lizzie even on this season?
Lizzie doesn't like Miranda right now.
Lizzie doesn't like, yeah.
Her own little world.
I mean, like you said, Lizzie would probably, if she stuck her neck out, she'd be an early target. So maybe she's
true.
just lying low,
Playing
waiting
it
for the
safe.
opportune moment.
Being sad about her mom being banished on the first day.
This worries me just based on what we've seen from Big Brother recently, because a 6-person alliance is a big alliance. That's almost a majority of people in the house. Could this majority, did they have the ability to run the house? Because obviously the other half is they have to be good at comps. I'm not so sure we've seen that from this group so far.
Well, 3 of them have already won competitions.
That's true. Matt just won power veto. Miranda.
And Aaron both have powers.
Okay, so maybe this could be a pretty powerful alliance moving forward.
I love it. I love seeing Matt in an alliance. I hope that will keep him off the block for a little bit. I'm here for it.
This is what he needed. But between Aaron Carter and Lanny, what do we think do we think it's Aaron Carter's time to go?
Probably.
I mean, obviously he's got this big alliance behind him, but it's not a majority.
Oh no, I think Lanny's gone. I think I think that this alliance will secure the votes to stay for Aaron.
All right, so let's see what's happening. Claire is going to vote to evict Aaron Carter. Coach Kelly votes to evict Aaron Carter. That's 2 votes Aaron Carter.
Oh no.
Gordo votes to evict Lanny. Ethan votes to evict Lanny. We're tied 2-2. Gammy McGuire votes to evict Lanny. That's 3-2. Kate votes to evict Lanny. 4 votes Lanny, 2 votes Aaron Carter. Larry Tudgman votes to evict Aaron Carter. That's 4 votes Lanny, 3 votes Aaron Carter. Lizzie, oh, shocker, votes to evict Aaron Carter. We're tied.
What is this doing?
4 votes apiece. Matt McGuire, right back at you, Lanny, votes to evict Lanny. That's 4 votes Aaron Carter, 5 votes Lanny. Miranda votes to evict Lanny. That's 4 votes Aaron Carter, 6 votes Lanny. Sam McGuire votes to evict Lanny. I believe that's it, right? With 7 votes, Lanny has been evicted from the Big Brother house. Wow. That's crazy. All right, so...
Off to Camp Comeback, Lanny goes.
I know. So Holly, Joe McGuire, and Lanny waiting out at Camp Comeback. All right, so we have our big alliance between Aaron Carter, Ethan Kraft, Gammy McGuire, Matt McGuire, Miranda Sanchez, and Sam McGuire. And let's see if there are any relationship developments that are new. So we have the same sort of people disliking other people. It's funny that Miranda feels a medium dislike toward Lizzie, and Lizzie feels a medium dislike toward Miranda. So they're just both not really into what the other is trying to sell. Everything else looks pretty... I don't think that anything else has changed here. Head of household competition, Aaron Carter, 1 week after being on the block, has come back to win the head of household competition. Is this bad news for Mr. Dig?
But good news for Matt McGuire.
That's true. They are in an alliance now. So, yeah, I mean, we do have that big alliance. We got to assume that all of them are safe. So, I mean, obviously Mr. Dig, right, is probably target number 1 for Aaron Carter, but it's got to be a shot in the dark for the other contestants, right? Like, is Lizzie in trouble here? Are Kate and Claire in trouble here?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Lizzie's really baffling to me right now because she is very in the middle. Like, the only thing I know about her right now is she doesn't like Miranda, but I don't really know where she stands with anybody else.
Nick, who do we think is the second nominee next to Mr. Dig here?
I think that Lizzie is a good option. I think Larry could be a good option. I'm going either Lizzie or Larry.
That's true. All right, so we have our final Whacktivity competition, and Larry is going to win the Panic Power. This means that he can turn the golden power of veto to a diamond power of veto, and that means that the veto holder can name the replacement nominees.
That is the best power of the powers.
That's the diamond power of veto?
It's a crazy power.
So this means that
Larry could take himself off the block and then choose who replaces him.
Oh, okay. So this is good for Larry then. This is very good for Larry.
This is a crazy power.
I don't like that Larry has it.
I don't like it either.
All right, so Aaron Carter is going to begin the nomination ceremony. Wow.
Ooh.
And he does not nominate Mr. Dig. He votes Kate and Larry. But as we just said, Larry has the diamond power of veto. Wow. All right, so Miranda has the nightmare power. She does not use it.
Kate's a good option, though, because she is a threat. She won HOH and POV in the same week. So I can understand nominating her. I get it.
All right, so power veto selections. Claire, Mr. Dig, and Miranda are going to participate in the power veto competition. Aaron Carter does not use his chaos power, so these will be the veto contestants. And the winner of the power veto is going to be Mr. Dig.
Oh.
He's going to win a power veto competition called The Haunting of Caitlin Herman.
That's hilarious.
What is that competition, Nick?
So I don't remember the exact competition of it, but the story behind Caitlin Herman is that she had a very Nicole Richie meets Gwyneth Paltrow energy about her in season 20, and she got evicted from the house, and when she got evicted, she had a chance to come back into the game that same night. She just had to put together a puzzle, and she had the puzzle together on the floor, but was incapable of standing it upright. And then she was unable to come back into the game, and now she's haunting the Big Brother house. It's pretty legendary. Love Caitlin.
She's great. It was literally a 6-piece puzzle of like herself. Like it was like she should have had it in the bag, and she could just.
She couldn't stand up a 6-piece puzzle.
It was like life size, so it was like it was crazy.
Wow.
She's really great. She's on our hop sometimes. She'll just like barge into Rob's home sometimes and just be on the podcast. So
nice.
She's fun.
Okay, so Mr. Dig, congratulations. You've won the power of veto. Will he use it?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
On Kate or Larry?
I feel
don't
like
think
he
so.
wouldn't. Larry has the panic power. He's not going to use it.
He can't.
He can't. Oh, he has to
He
win?
has to win.
Oh, he would have to win the power of veto?
I think.
He would
use it?
Well, he could turn Dig's veto into a diamond veto. So if he were in an alliance with Dig, then he may use it because it'd be like, oh, you'll take me off and then you'll pick the replacement.
Ah, I see. All right. So Larry got kind of screwed here. All right. Let's see what Mr. Dig is going to do. He is not going to use the power of veto. And so these nominees are final. And I don't feel good about Larry Tudgman here.
No.
All right. So let's see if there's any house events. Miranda's impressing the rest of the house. So I was wrong. I will admit it. I was incorrect about Miranda. Meanwhile, Lizzie and Mr. Dig have a major fight.
Lizzie, what are you doing?
What are they fighting about? What are we
Maybe Lizzie's the one who isn't cut out for this game.
Maybe. All right.
It has a lasting impact.
Yeah, their fight has a lasting impact. Joe gained some popularity. That's good for her if she makes it back in, because she still has a chance to make it back from Camp Comeback. Oh no, Sam McGuire has left the six-person alliance that he was in. So it was Aaron Carter, Ethan Kraft, Gammy McGuire, Matt McGuire, Miranda, and Sam. But Sam decided to leave. I don't know why. It doesn't say why he left, but he's gone now. He's out of the alliance.
We got to assume there was some like residual tension from the vote.
With Matt McGuire. Yeah, Matt McGuire probably sabotaged his spot within the alliance. That's sad. But a new alliance is formed. And this alliance is between Claire, Coach Kelly, Joe McGuire, Kate, and Mr. Dig.
Joe doing work when she's in Camp Comeback. Good for her.
I know. I feel like, because we don't see anything from Lanny or Holly here.
No.
But Joe is she's still in the game, you know, regardless of the fact that she wasn't even really voted out. She just kind of lost a competition.
You know, it's nice to see that this cast is talking to the Camp Comeback people. And, like,
yeah.
You know, integrating them into their game.
Definitely.
Because it makes sense, too. Like, it makes sense to have good relationships with the Camp Comeback people. Because one of them is going to come back.
Agreed. All right, so we now are going to have our eviction. Kate and Larry are up for eviction. Claire is going to vote to evict Larry. Coach Kelly is going to vote to evict Larry. Gordo, we haven't heard a lot from Gordo. He's going to vote to evict Kate. So that's 1 vote Kate, 2 votes Larry. Ethan votes to evict Larry. That's 3 votes Larry. Gammy McGuire votes to evict Larry. That's 4 votes for Larry. 1 vote for Kate. Lizzie votes to evict Kate. Shocker. 2 votes Kate, 4 votes Larry. Matt McGuire votes to evict Larry. Miranda votes to evict Larry. I think that's enough, right? Larry. Mr. Dig votes to evict Larry. Sam votes to evict Larry. So by a vote of 8-2, Larry, you are evicted from the Big Brother house. He had the panic power.
What a waste.
That's
All right.
really fun.
So now we're at 4. All right. So we have Larry, Joe, Lanny, and Holly. Any predictions on who is going to make it back from Camp Comeback?
I want it to be Joe. I think it'll be Larry.
Yeah. I have the same want for Joe, but I don't really have any strong feelings about who's going to. I would like it to just be someone random. I don't know. I want Larry to go away. So I'm rooting for Lanny or Joe.
I think I'm also I mean, Joe is actually still participating, so I feel like Joe could be the most interesting person to come back at this point in time. Let's see what happens. Lanny is going to win the Camp Comeback competition and return to the game.
Good.
So Lanny down but not out. He's back in. And so this is goodbye to Joe, Holly, and Larry.
You know, I'm happy for Lanny. He kind of got screwed over being the replacement nominee. He didn't really have a chance.
Was he backdoored, do we think? Or no, it was just kind of random?
I think it was a backdoor. I think that's a backdoor. being the replacement nominee and going home, that feels like a traditional backdoor.
They backdoored him.
Yeah.
Well, he's back, and so he's not ready to go home just yet. We enter week 4, and we still have our 2 big alliances. So on the one hand, we have Aaron, Ethan, Gammy McGuire, Matt, and Miranda. Sam McGuire no longer a part of this alliance. And on the other side, we have Claire, Coach Kelly, Kate, and Mr. Dig. Let's see if we have any relationship updates. Aaron Carter doesn't like Miranda.
I mean, that's significant. They're in an alliance together.
Yeah, so even though they're in an alliance together, they don't like each other. Mr. Dig and Lizzie still don't like each other. Miranda and Gammy McGuire.
Ooh, I'm not feeling good about Miranda right now in this alliance. She's going to be the next one to leave.
Even Ethan, who's in her alliance, doesn't like her.
Oh, no.
So everybody in Miranda's alliance, essentially, let's see if we have any Matt updates. Matt doesn't like Miranda either. So essentially, everybody in Miranda's alliance doesn't like her.
Everyone in general seems to not like her. Does anyone like her?
This is crazy, actually, that they would actually keep her in the alliance despite the fact that they don't like her. I mean, like we said, we didn't think that she would be good at this game. She's in an alliance, but people don't like her. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. All right, now we have, so head of household competition. Oh my God, who was head of household just now?
Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter. So Aaron Carter will not compete. Claire is going to win the head of household competition. And for the first time this season, we have-nots. Nick, for viewers or for listeners who may not know, what is a have-not?
So a have-not, they are forced to sleep in a uncomfortable bedroom, the theme of which changes every season. It may be like it has really bright lights that don't turn off, or there's no mattress on your bed, or something of that nature. You have to eat slop, which is like an gross oatmeal type substance, and you're not allowed to eat any other food other than slop. And you have to take cold showers exclusively. So it's a good time.
And the 4 have-nots we have are Aaron Carter, Lizzie, Miranda, and Sam McGuire.
Ooh, Lizzie's not in a good spot.
No.
I feel like she's not in a good spot, but she's also not in the worst spot. Like Miranda's in the worst spot, no?
Yeah.
All right, so now we have the nomination ceremony. And Claire's going to nominate Miranda and Sam McGuire. But Miranda has the nightmare power, and she's going to use it. So she's safe, and Sam McGuire are both safe. So Claire now has to nominate 2 new nominees, and she will now choose Aaron Carter and Ethan Kraft.
The pretty boys.
Yeah.
I know they do have kind of a similar look. Joining them in the Power of Veto competition will be Matt, Lizzie, and Coach Kelly. Aaron Carter has the chaos power, but he chooses not to use it. Aaron Carter's been on the block a couple times now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see who will win the Power of Veto. And it's Aaron Carter.
Ooh,
Wow.
spicy.
So every time you think you've got Aaron Carter, he's like, nope, not yet.
He's doing pretty well in terms of competitions
Yeah.
at this game. Like, I think he's going to be a big target, but he seems to be doing all right in terms of getting himself away from that.
Merry Christmas to Aaron Carter.
We don't say Christmas when talking about Big Brother.
Good call. Okay, so Aaron Carter presumably is going to take himself off the block, and he will. And Claire chooses Gammy McGuire as the replacement. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. My winner pick. Well,
Now you know what it feels.
that wasn't necessary. All right. Let's see what's developing in the house. I wonder, will this be the week that Miranda gets kicked out of her alliance? All right, so Coach Kelly and Sam are bonding, as are Claire and Gordo. Lanny and Mr. Dig are bonding, even though Mr. Dig had nominated Larry to go up on he was the one who put up Lanny as a replacement nominee.
Correct.
He got him out.
But now Mr. Dig is actually gaining popularity, it seems like across the board. Oh, yep, Miranda has left the alliance.
Yeah.
I feel like we all saw that coming. So now that alliance is Aaron Carter, Ethan Kraft, Gammy McGuire, and Matt McGuire. But a new alliance is forming.
Oh, man.
Between Gordo, Gammy McGuire, Lanny, Lizzie, Mr. Dig, and Sam McGuire. So you are wondering, where's Lizzie? Here she is.
Here she is.
Smart move on Gammy's front because she is really trying to make sure she has the votes to stay.
I know. I feel like Gammy McGuire is in a good spot, right? Like, she may be on the block, but she's in so many alliances. She's in 2 different alliances right now with like 9 other people. So I feel like she's safe, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. So Gammy McGuire and Ethan Kraft are up for eviction. Aaron Carter votes to evict Gammy McGuire, even though they're in an alliance together. Coach Kelly votes to evict Ethan. Gordo votes to evict Ethan. That's 2 votes Ethan, 1 vote Gammy McGuire. Kate votes to evict Ethan. That's 3 votes Ethan, 1 vote Gammy McGuire. Lanny votes to evict Ethan. That's 4 votes Ethan, 1 vote Gammy McGuire. Lizzie votes to evict Ethan. That's 5 votes Ethan, 1 vote Gammy McGuire. Matt votes to evict Gammy McGuire, his own grandmother.
That's so sad.
Miranda votes to evict Gammy McGuire. That's 3 votes Gammy McGuire, 5 votes Ethan. Mr. Dig votes to evict Ethan. That's 6 votes Ethan, 3 votes Gammy McGuire. And Sam votes to evict Ethan. So by a vote of 7-3, Ethan, you are evicted from the Big Brother house. Gammy McGuire stays another week. Feel okay with that. All right, so we're entering week 5 and 12 people left. It's a good season so far.
It is.
Yeah.
I like that multiple alliances are forming.
Yeah.
Rather than just one alliance that kind of just runs all the way to the end.
This is good. There's lots of drama. There's lots of stake.
Yes. Let's see what's going on in the house. So we have 3 alliances right now. Alliance number 1, Aaron Carter, Gammy McGuire, and Matt McGuire. Alliance number 2, Claire, Coach Kelly, Kate, and Mr. Dig. And alliance number 4 is going to be Gordo, Gammy McGuire, Lanny, Lizzie, Mr. Dig, and Sam McGuire. So we see Gammy McGuire in multiple alliances, and we see Mr. Dig in multiple alliances. Hopefully that should help both of them as they navigate through the game. I mean, again, Miranda just...
I feel like Miranda's going on the block soon. Well, and she doesn't have the power to protect her anymore.
That's true.
If she doesn't win this HOH, I feel very confident in saying that she'll probably go on the block.
That's true. But she could win HOH this week. So Claire was the HOH last week. So Claire will not participate in this week's competition. And this week's head of household will be Lizzie McGuire.
Ooh.
Oh my God, Miranda up.
Lizzie gets to choose 3 have-nots. She chooses Claire, Kate, and Miranda.
Does Miranda have not last time too, right? So
I think so, yeah. Miranda's a perpetual have-not. But Kate and Claire is,
that makes sense.
that checks out. All right. Lizzie, as we've said, we know really very little about Lizzie so far. But is Miranda going back up on the block?
I would say so. That was the one thing we knew about Lizzie until week 4 was her, building dislike toward Miranda. So I'd be very surprised if we didn't see Miranda on the block here.
Yeah. And Nick, who do we think is going to join Miranda on the block? Do we have any guesses?
I assume it's Kate or Claire. I can see it being either one of them, but Lizzie is petty, just as petty as Kate. So,
Marissa and I have talked about this a couple times. Kate and Lizzie are honestly the same person. We just are only fed Lizzie's POV.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. My dream project is to write Lizzie McGuire IP from Kate's POV. That is I would do that tomorrow. I think she's the true hero of this franchise.
I think that's fully accurate.
And as predicted, Kate and Miranda are nominated. Joining them in the veto competition are Mr. Dig, Gordo, and Claire. And Aaron Carter chooses not to use his chaos power. He's sitting on it. Let's see who's going to win the power of veto. It is Mr. Dig.
Oh
Mr.
God.
Dig wins the power of veto. He's won a couple of these now.
Yeah.
I would think he wouldn't use it. Or
I don't
actually,
think
is
so.
he is in an alliance with Lizzie,
But he doesn't really like Lizzie.
but he's not
He's
a,
also in multiple alliances, so I feel like you don't do anything when you're on multiple alliances.
That's very true. All right, so let's see what he's going to do. Oh my goodness. Mr. Dig decides to use the power of veto on Kate.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So Lizzie's going to have to name a replacement nominee, and she chooses Claire.
Really?
I mean, this was a pretty easy choice for Lizzie, you got to think. So Claire and Miranda are your two nominees for eviction this week.
I think it's Miranda by a landslide. I think we're going to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens in the house. So Aaron Carter and Coach Kelly are bonding strongly. It has a lasting impact. And Aaron Carter, he's singing for the house. He's gaining significant popularity. And an alliance is formed between two people. It's just Aaron Carter and Sam McGuire. They are in an alliance.
Final two.
You think Aaron Carter and Sam McGuire are in a final two?
That's why you make a two-person alliance.
Okay. They were in an alliance before, and Sam McGuire left it.
But that was because he hates his own son. That had nothing to do with him.
That's fair. All right. So this could potentially be a final two. Let's see how the eviction will go this week between Claire and Miranda. Aaron Carter votes to evict Miranda. Coach Kelly votes to evict Miranda.
Is this going
Gordo.
to be our first unanimous vote of the season?
Gordo votes to evict Miranda. Nope, Gammy McGuire votes to evict Claire. So that's 1 vote Claire, 3 votes Miranda. Kate votes to evict Miranda. Lanny votes to evict Claire. Matt McGuire votes to evict Miranda. That may be enough. Mr. Dig votes to evict Miranda. And Sam votes to evict Claire. So by a vote of 6-3, Miranda, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
Goodbye.
It was a good run for her. You know, she lasted longer than I thought.
Yeah.
We're heading into week 6. So essentially we're halfway through this. Although I guess we've got a double eviction. So week 6 though, here we go. So we have our 4 big alliances here. So we have Aaron Carter, Gammy McGuire, and Matt McGuire. Then we have Claire, Coach Kelly, Kate, and Mr. Dig. Then we have Gordo, Gammy McGuire, Lanny, Lizzie, Mr. Dig, and Sam. And finally, we have our 2-person alliance of Aaron Carter and Sam McGuire. Let's see if there's any relationship highlights. Oh, Mr. Dig feels a strong dislike toward Lizzie. I feel like it was medium dislike at most before, but now it's a strong dislike. Mm-hmm. Lizzie likewise feels a medium dislike toward Mr. Dig. Sam and Lizzie are actually feeling a medium dislike toward one another. So Sam is really just not getting along with his kids in this house. And Lizzie and Gordo feel a medium dislike toward one another. So Lizzie's just...
Okay.
Is Lizzie trying to be the new Miranda?
It's possible.
Let's see. We're going to get to our head of household competition. And Lizzie will not compete. Claire wins the head of household competition.
Second HOH for Claire.
Wow.
This is bad for
Yeah.
Lizzie.
This is very bad for Lizzie. Could this be Lizzie's week?
Could be.
Yeah.
Huh.
Claire.
Sure, Lizzie?
Maybe
It could
she's
be a
the
It could be a backdoor. So Claire has chosen to nominate Aaron Carter and Sam McGuire. Now Aaron and Sam have a final 2. They just solidified last week. Did they do this too publicly?
The house found out. The house clearly found out.
Did everybody find out about Aaron Carter and Sam McGuire's final 2? I feel like this makes sense. This makes sense to me. If everybody found out about the final 2, yeah, you played yourself.
And Lizzie's still available for a backdoor if one of them wins the veto. She's still there.
Very true, very true. All right, let's see what happens. So Lizzie, Lanny, and Gammy McGuire are also going to participate in the veto. Aaron Carter has the chaos power, but he chooses not to use it. This is Aaron Carter's, what, like 3rd or 4th time on the block now?
I think so.
I think 3rd time. So let's see what happens. We have one of the competitions where there's different punishments kind of doled out in addition to the power of veto. So several participants are going to get a punishment. Sam McGuire has a punishment. He will be an alien doctor for 24 hours. Lizzie wins a punishment, and she will be yelled at by aliens for 24 hours. Aaron Carter wins a punishment, and he will be the BB Explorer. What does that mean? Do we know?
I don't remember what that is.
Claire wins a trip to Hawaii.
Dang.
Congrats to Claire. That doesn't sound like a punishment. That sounds like a reward. And Lanny wins $5,000. Good for Lanny.
Good for Lanny.
And
that means
Gammy McGuire is your power of veto winner this week.
Look at her.
I don't think she'll use it.
I don't think she'll use it either.
Oh, if she was going to use it, she is in a...
Is she not with either?
She's in the 3-person alliance with Aaron Carter and Matt McGuire. That's one of the first alliances that we got. So she may use it on Aaron Carter, but I forget if she's also in an alliance with Sam McGuire, because Gammy McGuire is kind of everywhere right now.
I think she is in both.
She's in an alliance with Sam McGuire as well, so it might be smarter for her to just not use it.
Mm-hmm.
Not use it on her own son?
I mean, family means nothing, clearly, in this season of Big Brother, Big Sister. The nominated house guests give a speech about why the veto should be used on them, and Gammy McGuire is going to use the power of veto on Aaron Carter.
Here we go, Lizzie McGuire, back door.
So this was a back door because Claire is going to name Lizzie as the replacement. This was a Lizzie back door. Wow.
Let's go. Oh my God, this is exciting.
Okay.
Back to back.
Wow. Okay, so it's Lizzie versus Sam McGuire. Let's see what's happening in the house. So Mr. Dig is impressing the rest of the house. This is big news. Claire and Kate have a major fight. It has a lasting impact. Claire and Kate, in alliance together, have been working together really closely the past couple weeks. They have a major fight. What do we think happened here?
I want it to be related to a showmance of some sort, because that's the one thing we're missing here. I haven't seen any showmances develop. I thought Aaron Carter was gonna be that person. Maybe he is. Maybe he's just being really low-key about it and they're fighting over him. That's what I want to believe.
That could be true. Kate and Sam bond slightly. So Sam doesn't like his children, but he likes Kate. And Gordo loses popularity.
It's been quiet for Gordo.
You obviously don't know what it's like to be popular.
Sorry. Wow. Okay. And so alliance number 4 is going to dissolve. So the big alliance between Gordo, Gammy McGuire, Lanny, Lizzie, Mr. Dig, and Sam McGuire is no more.
Oh, man.
They are no longer in an alliance. It is every man, woman, or sweater for themselves.
Half of that alliance didn't like each other anyways. It really was going in the same trajectory as that first.
Yeah, it was kind of an alliance of convenience to this point, because it is kind of safer to be in a big group. But now that we're getting down to the nitty gritty, they're all out on their own. But you got to think this Sam McGuire would want to stay in an alliance, right? Like, he's on the block. Although I guess Lizzie too. So maybe because they're both on the block, they turned on each other, the alliance falls apart.
And Gammy chose not to use the power of veto on her alliance member here. So and no one likes Gordo anymore. So really just...
Yeah. Gammy McGuire is more loyal to Aaron Carter. And now she put herself in a situation where she has to vote out either her son or her granddaughter. So...
Wow.
All to save Aaron Carter.
All over Aaron Carter, he's a popular guy. We are now going to vote on who to evict from the Big Brother house. Aaron Carter votes to evict Lizzie.
This might actually be the first unanimous vote.
Coach Kelly votes to evict Lizzie. Gordo votes to evict Lizzie. That's 3 votes, Lizzie. Gammy McGuire votes to evict her son, Sam McGuire.
Yeah.
I mean, when she didn't use the power of veto on him, she put herself in a tough spot. Kate votes to evict Lizzie. That's 4 votes Lizzie, 1 vote Sam McGuire. Lanny votes to evict Sam. That's 4 votes Lizzie, 2 votes Sam. Matt McGuire votes to evict Sam. Some payback here.
Yeah. Ooh, petty.
4 votes Lizzie, 3 votes Sam. Mr. Dig votes to evict Lizzie. That's 5 votes Lizzie, 3 votes Sam. And by a vote of 5-3, Lizzie, you have been evicted from the Big Brother, Big Sister house. You will not be the big sister.
How tragic for her.
How many people? We have 10 people left. Aaron Carter, Claire, Coach Kelly, Gordo, Gammy McGuire, Kate, Lanny, Matt McGuire, Mr. Dig, and Sam. Let's see what's going on. So we have 3 alliances right now. Aaron Carter, Gammy McGuire, Matt McGuire. They've been in alliance for a very long time. Then we have Claire, Coach Kelly, Kate, and Mr. Dig, although Claire and Kate have been in a major fight, so this alliance might dissolve pretty soon. And then we have our final 2 deal between Aaron Carter and Sam McGuire, which people may know about, but it's not on people's radar for the present time. Let's see if we have any relationship updates. Let's see if there's anything new. I feel like this is all old. This is all sort of old stuff. So let's see who's going to win this week's Head of Household competition. It's Matt McGuire.
Oh, yes.
Heck yeah. Let's go.
Matt McGuire's really settled in here. He was targeted the first 2 weeks, and now he's kind of found a nice rhythm.
Yeah.
He laid low. He was very smart.
Yes, he is. All right, we have a twist. So America will be voting for 3 house guests who will compete against one another. The winner will get immunity for the week. The runner-up will receive a punishment, and the loser will be a 3rd nominee.
Ooh.
So America votes for Coach Kelly, Gordo, and Kate. All right, so let's see how this shakes out. Kate is going to win immunity for the week.
Ooh.
Coach Kelly must wear a chicken costume. And Gordo will be automatically nominated.
Oh.
This is tough for Gordo. I feel like Gordo's been laying low as well.
Yeah.
But now he just gets nominated. So this is a tough way to go if he does end up getting evicted this week.
People don't really have a strong opinion towards him. This might be an easy way to get rid of him.
Yeah. So let's see who else Matt will nominate this week. And it's going to be Coach Kelly and Mr. Dig. So Matt, going for those adults. He's like, the adults have been here long enough. Let's get them out of here. So we have Coach Kelly, Mr. Dig, and Gordo all up on the block this week. And only Matt is going to draw veto nominations because we have 3 people on the block. And so Lanny and Kate will also participate in the veto competition. Aaron Carter continues to have the chaos power, and he's going to use it.
Weird choice.
So it turns out Lanny and Kate will not participate. Oh, wait. So redraw. Kate will still participate. She was chosen again. And Sam McGuire is also going to participate. So interesting choice for Aaron Carter here.
I wonder why he chose to use that. That's so strange.
Maybe he just really wanted Sam McGuire to participate for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, so, or maybe he himself wanted to participate. Who knows? All right, so let's see who's going to win the power veto. It's Gordo.
Ooh.
Oh.
The OTEV competition.
Yes, Gordo wins the OTEV. Marissa, what's the OTEV?
Oh, it's just a classic Big Brother veto competition. OTEV is, a veto spelled backwards, and he's like this mythical being sometimes. This season, he was like a weird, skater street lizard thing, but usually he's more of just like, I don't know. He's been a bunch of
robot.
He's been a robot before. He's just been like a bunch of different characters in the past, and the competition is always like the contestants run around trying to find what OTEV wants and present it to him at an altar, and it's just like elimination style. Like there's 5 rounds until ultimately there is the veto winner.
And the strategy here is usually to build up a stockpile of answers, right, that you can just keep going back to. So if anybody's going to be stashing things, it seems like Gordo would have figured out that strategy.
Yeah, I would say so. This does seem like the competition for Gordo to win, so I'm glad he pulled through here.
So Gordo was the 3rd nominee. Are we still going to get a replacement nominee if Gordo takes himself off the block?
Unclear, but let's find out.
Gordo is going to use the power of veto on himself, and there will not be a replacement nominee. So it is just Coach Kelly and Mr. Dig up for eviction this week, and this is an interesting position for both of them. I feel like neither of them have really been in this position yet. Let's see what's going on in the house. So Coach Kelly and Mr. Dig on the block have a small fight. 1 week after their fight, Claire and Kate are bonding strongly. So I guess it was just a short-term fight. Maybe, whatever showmance thing they had an argument over. It's been settled now. And Aaron Carter and Claire are bonding slightly. So Nick, this could be the moment that you've been waiting for.
I really hope it is.
It has a lasting impact.
I hope it's what's happening. We'll see.
This is not good. So as she is on the block, Coach Kelly loses popularity.
Ooh.
Not a good moment for her to lose popularity.
No.
Let's see what happens. Aaron Carter is going to vote to evict Mr. Dig. Claire is going to vote to evict Mr. Dig. Gordo is going to vote to evict Mr. Dig. That's 3 votes, Mr. Dig. Gammy McGuire votes to evict Mr. Dig. Kate votes to evict Coach Kelly. Lanny votes to evict Mr. Dig. Some payback right there. Sam McGuire votes to evict Mr. Dig. That's 6 votes, Mr. Dig, 1 vote, Coach Kelly, and by a vote of 6-1, Mr. Dig, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
It was a good run for Mr. Dig.
He was a major threat.
Yeah, he won some stuff.
Mm-hmm. It was the smart move to get rid of him while they could.
Yeah, he had 1 HOH win and 2 POV wins. So he was a big player in the comps.
Yeah, he was the leading competition winner at this point.
All right, let's see how it's going to shake down now.
Where Coach Kelly, your expected comp beast, is really not pulling through for you.
I know. I guess gym class really was useless. All right, so in terms of alliances, Aaron Carter, Gammy McGuire, and Matt McGuire, they've been in an alliance for a long time. Claire, Coach Kelly, and Kate are in an alliance. Aaron Carter and Sam McGuire have a final 2. So Coach Kelly and Aaron Carter, their bond has just been growing throughout this entire season, and they now feel a mutual, unbreakable relationship toward one another.
Is that the showmance? Are Kelly and Aaron Carter showmance?
Yeah, Coach Kelly, so she was losing popularity a week ago, but now she's also feeling a mutual strong bond towards Lanny. And meanwhile, Sam McGuire is also trying to form some strong bonds. He sees people coming for the adults, and so he's forming a mutual bond with his mother. He's forming a mutual bond with Kate. Claire doesn't really like him, but that's fine. Yeah, okay. This week's head of household will be Kate.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Congratulations to Kate. What will Kate do now?
Adults?
Maybe adults? I don't know. Could she go completely? I feel like maybe Gordo and Matt McGuire might be in trouble. Maybe she might go towards somebody who's really not involved. She could go towards the final 2 of Aaron Carter and Sam McGuire. We've seen them get targeted once before. And, if Claire and Aaron Carter are in a showmance, maybe she's a little bit jealous. So I feel like Kate could go a couple different ways here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what she does.
And she's going to nominate Aaron Carter and Gordo. So 2 people that we did kind of mention just now. Aaron Carter and Gordo are on the block. Gordo, 2nd straight week on the block, although the first time that he was nominated to be on the block.
Yes, and Aaron Carter's 4th time on the block.
I know. Aaron Carter honestly should have probably saved his redraw for like a time when he was on the block so that he could try to ensure that one of his allies would also be in the competition.
Yeah, that was such a weird choice.
It was a weird choice for him to use his power when he did.
Yep.
All right, so Lanny, Claire, and Sam are going to participate in the veto. So Sam participating could be good for Aaron Carter.
I like that.
Let's see how it plays out. Sam McGuire is your power veto competition winner. Now, will he use it on Aaron Carter?
I think this is also his first comp win of the season.
Congratulations, Sam McGuire.
Congratulations, Sam McGuire, indeed.
So much drama.
Sam McGuire's, he was the one who was so excited to meet Aaron Carter, and that just really all comes together here.
Yeah, don't forget.
I can't believe I'm going to meet Eric Carter.
We should have seen this coming. We should have seen this coming. Wow. Okay. So let's see how the veto ceremony is going to play out. What? Oh my God. Sam McGuire has used the power of veto on Gordo.
This is crazy.
I'm floored.
I cannot believe what's happening here. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Oh no, and Matt McGuire is the replacement.
Is Matt being backdoored right now?
I cannot believe.
That's so shocking to me. If you're going to backdoor, why wouldn't you pull Aaron Carter off the block?
I thought they were in a final two.
I thought they were in a final two.
Do alliances mean nothing?
This is crazy.
Wow.
What a crazy decision. And then Matt McGuire goes on the block. I feel
His own son.
What is happening?
Oh no, I don't feel good right now at all.
I would not feel good if I was Matt McGuire right now. I'd feel very concerned. Wow. All right, let's see what's happening in the house. Maybe it can give us some clarity. So Sam is impressing the rest of the house, and Gordo and Sam McGuire have found something in common. So maybe Sam McGuire is like, hey, maybe Gordo is somebody that I can work with. But Matt McGuire is down but not out. He's gaining significant popularity.
Come on, Matthew.
And a new alliance is forming between Sam and Gordo. So Sam McGuire, maybe he's like, it's time to jump ship from Aaron Carter. He forms an alliance with Gordo, Lanny, and Coach Kelly.
This is crazy. This is not how Big Brother works anymore. At all. Oh, Lord.
All right, so let's see who's going to get evicted. Claire is going to vote to evict Matt. Coach Kelly is going to vote to evict Matt. That's 2 votes Matt McGuire. Gordo votes to evict Matt. That's 3 votes Matt. Gammy McGuire, this is a shock. They're in an alliance together. Votes to evict Aaron Carter.
She's a wild card.
Lanny votes to evict Aaron Carter. Sam McGuire votes to evict Matt McGuire. And by a vote of 4-2, Matt McGuire, you are evicted from the Big Brother house. Sam McGuire could have tied it. But
he had got rid of his own son.
But he is in an alliance with Aaron Carter. So I guess that alliance did hold enough for Sam McGuire to cast that deciding vote and evict his son, Matt McGuire. Wow. That's crazy.
Really sad.
Feelings right now. Yeah, feelings right now. Your winner pick is out. How do we, what's the post-game analysis on Matt McGuire?
I think everyone
is he in the jury? Jury must have started.
It must have.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. There are 7 people left. So I think that means that Matt is on the jury and Mr. Dig was the first jury member. So Matt and Mr. Dig are now on the jury.
You know, I think that Matt was a threat from the start. He was targeted early. He did find like a comfortable pocket in his alliance for a little bit, but I guess it could only take him so far. Gone too soon.
It was a smart move.
It was a smart move. It's super sad to see him go, though. I was liking what we were seeing from Matt. He won an HOH. He won a POV. He was doing some good work. And so now we're down to 7 people. Aaron Carter, still here. Coach Kelly, Gordo, Gammy McGuire, Kate, Lanny, and Sam McGuire.
You skipped over Claire.
Oh, sorry. I skipped over Claire. Oh, so we have 8 people left. So that means Matt was the first person on the jury.
Okay.
And Mr. Dig is not on the jury, right?
I'm trying to think how math works.
Because no one's coming back into the house at this point, right?
I don't think so.
Whoever's in your final 11 would be your jury members.
Oh, it's 11? Okay.
Because it's a jury of 9.
Gotcha. So Mr. Dig is on the jury. So it should be Mr. Dig, Matt McGuire. And does that mean Lizzie's on the jury?
Yes.
Yes.
Was Lizzie the first jury member?
This should be an element of the simulation.
Yeah, they should have left us a note so we know who's on the jury. I mean, I guess we'll find out at the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that Lizzie was the first jury. I mean,
I think
it would make sense for Lizzie to be on the jury. Like,
yeah,
she's out of the game, but she's still there, you know?
Yeah. I think it's noteworthy that of all the remaining players, Kate is the top performing, like in terms of competitions.
That's true.
The top beast.
But she's not going to be able to participate in the HOH competition this week.
That's true.
So That could spell trouble for her.
Let's see.
We have a couple alliances. Now that Matt McGuire is gone, Aaron Carter is in an alliance with just Gammy McGuire. We have Claire, Kate, and Coach Kelly. We've got Aaron Carter and Sam McGuire's final two. And then we have our most recent alliance between Coach Kelly, Gordo, Lanny, and Sam McGuire.
Coach Kelly is really in a good spot right now.
We have
a single competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when the comp wins aren't playing out, you need to have a good social game to fall back on, and I think we're seeing that from Coach Kelly. This is a development. So Sam and Claire, they haven't really liked each other this whole time, but now they feel mutual extreme hatred towards one another.
Interesting.
What is that face you're making?
I don't know.
Let's see. Sam and Gammy McGuire are starting to bond a little bit. They've got a mutual medium bond towards one another. But Gammy McGuire and Coach Kelly both have a medium dislike toward one another. And Gammy McGuire and Claire feel a medium dislike toward one another. So Gammy McGuire is rubbing a few people the wrong way now.
Oh, no.
All right. So the head of household competition, Prank Shot, a bird watching audio tour, occurs all through the night. However, the competition does not involve bird sounds. This is the start of Prank Week.
Oh.
Is Prank Week a part of every season? I don't remember a Prank Week. This was specific to BB21.
Yep.
Gammy McGuire is going to win this week's head of household competition. And not only that, the three lowest scores are going to receive a pie punishment. And that will be Sam McGuire, Lanny Onassis, and Aaron Carter. So Gammy McGuire, safe for the week.
Yeah.
What is she going to do? I mean, we know that she is at odds with a few people, I think including Coach Kelly.
Aaron Carter will not go on the block this week.
That's
Right.
true. She and Aaron Carter are in an alliance. So I feel worried about Coach Kelly. I feel a little bit worried about Claire. Let's see what Gammy McGuire is going to do. Oh, but first we have a twist. America will be voting for one house guest to secretly be America's prankster. And that person will be Aaron Carter.
I'm glad America has an affinity for Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter knows what it means to be popular. All right, so Gammy McGuire is going to begin the nomination ceremony, and she's going to nominate Gordo, and this Aaron Carter, as America's secret prankster, is going to secretly nominate Coach Kelly.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so we have our two nominees for the week. It's going to be Gordo and Coach Kelly. Joining them in the veto competition will be Kate, Lanny, and Claire. And the winner of the Power Veto competition is going to be Gammy McGuire.
Oh my goodness. Gammy McGuire comp beast.
Free the Zing is the competition name, and she won it.
So Zingbot was this week.
Indeed. Nick, what is Zingbot?
Zingbot is a robot that enters the Big Brother house and then just reads all the remaining house guests to filth and destroys their souls, and it's pretty good. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So congrats to Gammy McGuire. You know, my winner pick. I will preface, I did not look at this beforehand. I am learning what is happening as we go through. But everybody, people who have been listening to the podcast throughout its entirety know that I'm a big Gammy McGuire fan.
It's true.
So let's see. Gammy McGuire is going to use the power of veto on Gordo. Wow.
That's the nominee she put up.
She could be trying to backdoor Claire, who's named as the replacement nominee. So Claire was somebody, these were actually the two people that we had identified before as people that Gammy McGuire had a dislike towards. So Claire and Coach Kelly, both people Gammy McGuire does not like, and now both find themselves on the block. And I mean, whatever happens, it's got to be a win for Gammy McGuire.
Yeah, really great HOH for her.
Yeah.
Kate and Lanny are going to have a minor disagreement. Kate is also going to have a minor disagreement with Gordo. And Claire is going to lose popularity at just the wrong time. Oh no, the alliance between Aaron Carter and Gammy McGuire has dissolved. So I guess Matt was the glue holding them together. And now that Matt is gone, they're going to go their own separate ways.
That's sad.
Marisa, who do we think is leaving? Is it going to be Coach Kelly or is it going to be Claire?
I think it's going to be Claire.
You think it's going to be Claire? That's true.
I think if Gammy was targeting Coach Kelly, she just would have left the nominations the same.
That's true. And Coach Kelly, we've seen, has made a lot of inroads with her social game.
Yeah.
And she and Sam McGuire, right, have an unbreakable lasting bond. So it's hard to see that breaking now.
No, that was with Aaron.
Oh, sorry, that was with Aaron Carter. How could I forget? I thought it was Sam. She and Aaron Carter have an unbreakable lasting bond. Everybody's going to vote. Aaron Carter votes to evict Claire. Gordo votes to evict Claire. Kate is in an alliance with Claire, so she's going to vote to evict Coach Kelly. Lanny votes to evict Claire. Sam McGuire votes to evict Claire. By a vote of 4-1, Claire, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
She had a good run.
She did. You know, seeing Lanny here reminds me, like, it's crazy that he's still here.
Yeah.
And he hasn't won a single thing since he's come back into the house.
That's true, yeah, because he was among the first people to be voted out, had to come back via Camp Comeback, and he's still here at the final 7. What a season we're getting here.
I know. The content.
So this means that the alliance between Claire, Coach Kelly, and Kate is now down to just Coach Kelly and Kate. So they are just a twosome. We have the other twosome of Sam McGuire and Aaron Carter. And then we have a 4-person alliance still between Coach Kelly, Gordo, Lanny, and Sam McGuire. Let's see. So Coach Kelly, in addition to her unbreakable relationship with Aaron Carter, now has a mutual strong bond with Lanny.
Lanny's social game. It's carrying him.
Well, not quite. So Lanny does feel a medium dislike toward Aaron Carter. He doesn't like how close Aaron Carter and Coach Kelly are, so he's a little bit jealous of that. Aaron Carter likewise feels a medium dislike toward Lanny. All right, so head of household competition is going to be won by Aaron Carter.
Yes.
Aaron Carter, you know, it seems like he's either winning head of household or he's on the block every week.
It's true.
He's making a name for himself in this house. I like it. It's Aaron's party.
It really is. And Aaron is going to nominate Kate and Lanny. So we just talked about how Lanny was doing such a good job. Now he's back on the block.
Cursed him.
I know. Jinxed him. Joining them in the veto competition this week will be Gordo, Coach Kelly, and Sam McGuire. And the winner of the Power of Veto competition is going to be Kate. So she's going to be able to pull herself off the block. So now Aaron Carter's going to have to find a replacement nominee, and he doesn't have a lot of options, right? He's in a final 2 with Sam McGuire. He has an unbreakable bond with Coach Kelly. What are his other choices? I guess Gordo, maybe?
Gammy.
Gammy McGuire? Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, let's see what he does. Gammy McGuire is up as a replacement nominee. Oh, no. So it's Gammy McGuire and Lanny.
I'm worried about Gammy. I'm not going to lie.
I'm also worried about Gammy McGuire. Oh, no. All right, so let's see if there's any events in the house that maybe Gammy McGuire can sort of pull toward her benefit. Nope. It's Lanny doing work here. Lanny is the one impressing the rest of the house, and he and Coach Kelly find something in common, and it has a lasting impact. So, yeah, this might be curtains for Gammy McGuire. That makes me sad. The nominees are going to vote to evict. Coach Kelly votes to evict Gammy McGuire. Gordo votes to evict Gammy McGuire. Kate votes to evict Lanny. I think we only have one vote left, right? Sam McGuire?
Mm-hmm.
Sam McGuire votes to evict Gammy McGuire. By a vote of 3-1, Gammy McGuire, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
She had a good run.
She did, yeah. She last, you know, selecting her as my winner pick was purely out of just love for her, not because I thought she was going to do well. So she actually lasted longer than I thought she would. Especially considering the fact that she's represented by just a sweatshirt. Final 6.
Yeah, and we're heading into a double eviction.
Yeah, things are picking up. The double eviction happened late in this season because this is going to get us down to 4, right? Or no, I guess the double eviction is part of week 10. So it would have been, it's tied to, okay, so 7 down to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So a supersized week, not a lot of time to strategize. What's going to happen? Let's check it out. Our alliances have remained the same, but Lanny and Coach Kelly's relationship is now also an unbreakable relationship. So Coach Kelly has 2 unbreakable relationships, one with Aaron Carter and one with Lanny.
She's setting herself up for the end game here.
She really is. Kate feels a strong dislike toward Gordo.
Same.
Oh, and Gordo and Coach Kelly also have a medium bond. So Coach Kelly, is she the front runner here, or is it Aaron Carter?
Coach Kelly and Lanny have the best social game of the season.
That's true. I could see any of those 3 winning between Coach Kelly, Aaron Carter, and Lanny.
If Aaron can survive double eviction.
We'll see what happens. So we have our head of household competition, and Kate is gonna win this.
Kate
And
is honestly they need to take her out the moment they can because she is winning all of these competitions. It's thrilling.
if there was one probably bad outcome for Coach Kelly, it was probably Kate winning, because Kate's the one person she doesn't really have a close relationship with.
But weren't they in an alliance together with Claire?
Yeah,
Oh, I guess they were.
they were in that alliance.
That's
For
true.
a while.
I guess.
I think Aaron has a lot to lose with Kate as HOH.
Could this be it for Aaron? I mean, Aaron Carter is like the cat with 9 lives, you know?
Let's do this.
Kate's going to nominate Gordo and Lanny.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So we're down to the final 6. So everybody is going to participate in the power veto competition. So it's Kate, Gordo, Lanny, Aaron Carter, Coach Kelly, and Sam McGuire. And the winner of the power veto is going to be Gordo.
Okay. Gordo, he's low key, but he wins it when it counts. This is the second time he saved himself.
Gordo's got that clutch gene. So this definitely puts Kate in an interesting position, right? Because Gordo's going to take himself off. Now, who's Kate going to put up? Is it going to be Aaron Carter?
That'd be the move. That would be he's the biggest threat.
Is this finally Aaron Carter's time to go? Gordo uses the power veto on himself, and Kate is going to name Aaron Carter as the replacement.
Oh my God, I'm so upset.
Are you rooting for Aaron Carter now?
At this point, I think I am. I really am rooting for him. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh,
I mean,
oh no.
Aaron Carter kind of joined this cast in the same way that Holly did, so I feel like we got more out of Aaron Carter than we could have possibly hoped for.
Oh, Aaron, oh, Aaron.
Let's see what's happening in the house. So Gordo and Kate are bonding strongly, and Gordo and Coach Kelly find something in common. And Kate, oh my goodness, Kate is gaining significant popularity. This is what she lives for.
You obviously don't know what it's like to be popular.
I love how Kate's just turning it on, This was the game for her. Let's see what's going to happen. Coach Kelly is going to vote to evict Aaron Carter, despite their unbreakable bond.
I cannot believe that. That is horrible.
These were both of her unbreakable bonds. Was it?
I think
She's
that
between 2 unbreakable bonds.
I think that Lanny, her bond with Aaron Carter, it said was mutual, but only Lanny had an unbreakable bond towards Coach Kelly.
Oh.
Coach Kelly's Coach Kelly's bond towards Lanny was medium. But regardless, she's voting to evict Aaron Carter here. So is she just saying, you know what, I have to do what's best for my game?
That's a mistake, though, because he wins competitions. She doesn't, and neither does Lanny.
Yeah.
Aaron Carter's comp wins.
Gordo is going to vote to evict Aaron Carter, and that's going to be enough. So even though Sam is going to vote to evict Lanny by a vote of 2-1, Aaron Carter, you have been evicted in this double eviction week from the Big Brother house.
Wow.
Do we think that the double eviction worked against Aaron Carter? It was just like no one had time to strategize here. Quick week, Aaron Carter is the clear front runner.
Yeah.
I'm also sad to see him go. And we're down to the final 5.
Yeah.
Coach Kelly, Gordo, Kate, Lanny, and Sam McGuire. Are we surprised? I mean, Coach Kelly's got to be the biggest surprise here, right?
For sure. For sure.
About most of it.
I'm really putting everything into Kate right now, and I'm preparing to have my heart broken over it, but I'm really full steam on Kate.
I know Kate has 3 head of household wins and 2 power veto wins. So talking about comp beasts, Kate has really come out of nowhere.
Yeah, but she can't play. She's clearly going to go but on the block.
Doubt it.
But she could win her third POV. This is like Janelle status. Kate is like, well, Earl, you have never seen Janelle play like this.
Yeah,
But
this season Janelle did not really last long enough to have an impact like this.
No, this is like season 6 Janelle.
Kate has Janelle energy.
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty similar. I'm not going to lie. I like that comparison.
Okay, let's see what happens this week. Final 5. So we have our alliances of Coach Kelly and Kate, and then Coach Kelly is also in an alliance with Gordo, Lanny, and Sam McGuire. I guess this is where Sam McGuire has to live now, right? Because his final 2 has been blown up. So Coach Kelly's in an alliance with everybody.
Yeah.
Will she throw the head of household competition so she doesn't have to make a choice?
I mean, she hasn't won anything yet, so wouldn't be surprised.
All right. So here, Lanny has this unbreakable relationship toward Coach Kelly, but Coach Kelly only feels a medium bond toward Lanny.
Oh.
Gordo and Coach Kelly feel a mutual strong bond towards each other. Everybody's really getting along here, except for Sam and Lanny, who feel a medium dislike toward one another, and Kate and Gordo, who also feel slight dislike toward one another. But other than that, everybody's generally on good terms with everybody. And Lanny is going to be your week 11 head of household winner. He's going to the Final 4.
Oh my God.
After being one of the first 4 people kicked out of this game, he's back and he's going to the Final 4. Let's see what he's going to do. I mean, you would think it's not going to be Coach Kelly. Right. So it's between Gordo, Kate, and Sam. I think he's going to do Gordo. He doesn't like Gordo very much. And Kate, maybe, because that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does. Oh, it's going to be Gordo and Sam. Kate is going to be safe, unless it's a Kate backdoor.
That's what I'm afraid of right now.
Can you really backdoor somebody, though, at final? Like, everybody's going to participate in the power veto.
That's true.
I guess we'll see what happens. In this power veto competition, Lanny is going to win power veto. All right, so here's the moment of truth. Is this a backdoor? It is.
No.
Lanny is going to use the power of veto on Gordo and name Kate as the replacement nominee.
I knew it. I knew I played myself.
So Kate and Sam McGuire are your 2 nominees here.
It's the smart move.
It's the smart move. It's sad to see Kate go out this way. Real fallen angel of the season.
You know, it really completes her Janelle trajectory, though. Could she go out any other way?
And Kate's not going to go out quietly. She and Gordo have a major fight. It has a lasting impact. Coach Kelly and Gordo also have a small fight. So Coach Kelly's social game might be starting to show some cracks here. And Kate is going to leave the alliance she has with Coach Kelly.
Well, that's a choice to do when you're on the block.
But she is going to form a new alliance with Lanny.
The HOH that has just nominated her?
This literally makes no sense. This is really just like a last-ditch effort to save herself.
I don't know. Is it enough? Will it work?
No.
I mean, is she thinking that there might be a tie? Because only 2 people are voting here, right? It's going to be Sam and Gordo voting. Or no. Is that right? Sam and Coach... Who's on the block? I don't know. I lost track of who's on the block.
I think.
So if Lanny has to cast a deciding vote, maybe Kate's hoping that that'll be it.
Oh, man.
All right. Coach Kelly's going to vote to evict Kate, and Gordo is going to vote to evict Kate. So by a vote of 2-0, Kate out at the Final 5. Wow. And the back door.
Lanny is a snake.
We said
he has my respect.
We said at the beginning, Lanny, he might play second fiddle to Matt in the show, but he's not playing for second. He's playing to win.
Yeah.
And we're down to the Final 4, so this is going to work a little bit differently, right? Or no, it's the Final 3 that works differently. So Final 4 is not as normal. Let's see how this is going to shake out. The 4 people left are the 4 people who have been in an alliance for a couple weeks now. So this alliance is going to fall apart this week.
Yes.
Despite the fact that they're in an alliance together, Sam and Lanny feel medium dislike toward one another.
Well, it's not really an alliance anymore because it's literally just like...
It's just been a marriage of convenience. They've been working together. Coach Kelly pulls out her first win of the season. Couldn't come at a more opportune time. She's going to the final 3. She is your head of household this week. And she's going to put up Gordo and Lanny.
Okay.
Wow.
Lanny wins $10,000. He already won $5,000 earlier this season, so he's up to $15,000. So even if Lanny loses here, he's had a great showing.
Good for him.
$15K. Congrats to Lanny. All right, so now we have our Power of Veto competition, and Coach Kelly's going to win Power of Veto. So she's been hustling everybody. You know, she was like, "Oh, I'm too old to win these competitions," but no, she's turning it on. And she chooses not to use the Power of Veto. So one of Gordo and Lanny are going to be evicted this week. And Sam McGuire is going to cast the only vote.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who is Sam McGuire going to evict this week?
I think it makes the most sense to evict Lanny.
I agree, but I don't know if Sam's going to do the thing that makes the most sense.
Totally fair. Let's see what happens. Oh, we have some events first. So Coach Kelly and Lanny are going to have a major fight. Perhaps Lanny found out that Coach Kelly does not have an unbreakable bond with her, but even though he does with her.
Okay.
Despite this, Coach Kelly is gaining significant popularity.
It's probably going to be Lanny.
Yeah, I feel like Lanny, I don't know.
Yeah.
And by a vote of 1-0, Sam has voted to evict Lanny.
It was a very impressive run.
It was impressive how he reintegrated himself, for sure.
Yep.
And wow, we're at our final 3 here, guys.
Wow.
Who saw this coming?
Coach Kelly, Gordo, and Sam McGuire. I mean, I don't know. I think that Gordo is probably the least likely to win, but we did say that Ian Terry upside has really taken him through.
That's true. Does Gordo need to win head of household this week to really win the game?
It's shocking when you consider that these 3 people have never really won head of household prior to this prior week with Coach Kelly winning. Like, you have people in the final 3 that have never really been in charge of the game.
And that could possibly be all of their games because the people who have been winning head of household, they just became big targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gordo has he has always been able to save himself when it mattered story.
Yep.
That's true. All right, it's setting up for a wild finish here.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, once we get to the final 2, I'm very curious to like see how the votes for the winner break down.
Yeah, me too. This is fun. I mean, there are no alliances at this point. There are 3 people left.
All right. So the final 3 are going to compete in the final HOH Part 1. And Coach Kelly, you have won Part 1. Congratulations to her. So final head of household, Nick, how does final HOH work?
So you've got 3 parts of the competition. Part 1 is always like an endurance type competition. Part 2 is also somewhat physical, but also somewhat mental. And then part 3 is exclusively a like mental quiz comp. And so the winners of the first 2 parts go head to head in the final part. And then that winner picks who they want sitting next to them in the final 2.
So congratulations to Coach Kelly. She has fast-tracked her way to the final part. So part 2 is going to be between Gordo and Sam McGuire. And Sam McGuire has won part 2.
Whoa. I think that's it for Gordo.
So we're setting up a showdown here between Coach Kelly and Sam McGuire. And your final HOH is going to be Coach Kelly. You're the final HOH. Dot Marie Jones coming through here. She pulled off not being a comp beast. She got by on her social game for a long time, and now she's turning it on.
Yeah, when it counts. I respect that.
The fact that she could stay so low-key for so long is very impressive.
And everyone really likes her. I think she has a very good shot at winning this $500,000.
All right, and we have a couple developments here. So Sam is impressing the rest of the house, and Coach Kelly and Gordo have a major fight. It has a lasting impact. At the same time, Gordo and Sam are bonding strongly, and Gordo is going to gain significant popularity. So I don't really know what to make of this.
Yeah, everything you just said contradicts what you said, like what you also said. So
I feel like
I just think these don't mean much anymore because there are just so few people left in play.
Yeah, I feel like the important thing here is Coach Kelly and Gordo have a major fight, and Coach Kelly is the only person who's going to be voting here. So I feel like, to your earlier point, this could be it for Gordo.
But also, it's Coach Kelly can't think about it like, who does she think she can beat?
That's true.
It's kind of different now.
All right, so Nick, who do we think Coach Kelly is going to take with her to the final two?
I think she's going to take Sam because, like Marissa said, I think that Gordo has the pulled himself off the block twice story, and I don't think Sam has that. So I think Sam is who she'll take.
Let's see what she does.
Whoa!
Coach Kelly does not agree with you. Coach Kelly has voted to evict Sam McGuire. So Sam McGuire, final three. He was so close to the final two. He was in the final part of the final HOH competition. He was this close. And he's been evicted from the Big Brother house.
Wow. Maybe she thinks that Sam is more likable than Gordo. Sam definitely had more bonds in this game.
Wow.
What a crazy, end of the season. So our final two, Coach Kelly
And Gordo.
and Gordo. Okay,
Wow.
Time to take a small pause. Marissa, who is the front runner here?
I think it's going to be Coach Kelly, but I also enjoy rooting for the underdog. And then, I just like to make myself suffer like that. And I do think that there is a story for Gordo, and I would really love to see the Ian Terry upside pull through. I would love to see a victory for him, even though I strongly dislike him on the show.
I don't know. I think Coach Kelly has got this. I think that the way she pulled it together in these last couple of weeks are going to be what the jury is thinking about most. And I feel like we see that a lot where it's like the end game really matters.
I agree. It probably will be Coach Kelly.
I don't know. Nick, where do you fall on this?
I think Coach Kelly has played, she has shocked me in how she approached the game. I think it was very smart. Her social game was unmatched, and she won everything at the end when she needed to. So I think she's played the best, and I think she should walk away with the victory.
Is it worth going through our jury members right now? So I think we said we're starting with Mr. Dig. I feel like did Mr. Dig and Coach Kelly have a relationship at one point? I don't remember. I don't know where Mr. Dig is going.
Yeah, he was a part of that Kate, Claire, Coach Kelly thing.
Right. So I feel like Mr. Dig is probably going to vote for Coach Kelly. Lizzie didn't like Gordo, so I feel like she might vote for Coach Kelly just because she didn't like Gordo. So that's already 2 votes for Coach Kelly. Gosh, I'm trying to remember who is after that. I mean, obviously, Aaron Carter and Coach Kelly had a mutual unbreakable bond. Lanny and Coach Kelly did have a fight, but they did have a very strong bond for a while. So that's already 4 votes for Coach Kelly that I feel like are pretty strong here. And Sam McGuire might vote for Coach Kelly also. So I just feel like looking at this jury, it seems like it is leaning towards Coach Kelly just because of the bonds that she had throughout the season.
I would agree. Yeah. Should we get into the jury questions?
Oh yeah, I'm shocked that we have some questions like this.
I don't
the
know what this is
simulation
gonna
set up
look
jury
like.
questions. All right, so the final 2 are going to give opening statements to the jury, which is comprised of Lizzie, Mr. Dig, Matt McGuire, Claire, Gammy McGuire, Aaron Carter, Kate, Lanny, and Sam.
Yeah, this is a Coach Kelly jury through and through. You're so right.
All right, so I don't think we're gonna get actual questions. I think that I'm not sure what's gonna happen when I click proceed. We might just get the winner here.
Let's see.
All right, so the winner of Big Brother, Big Sister. By a vote of 6-3, congratulations, Coach Kelly. You are the winner of Big Brother, Big Sister. Gordo finishes second. Let's see how the jury voted. Kate voted for Coach Kelly. Mr. Dig voted for Gordo.
You just called Lizzie Kate.
Oh my God, did I? My bad. I know, it's sad because I'm reading it. Okay, so Lizzie voted for Coach Kelly. Mr. Dig voted for Gordo. Matt voted for Coach Kelly. Claire voted for Coach Kelly. Gammy McGuire voted for Coach Kelly. Aaron Carter voted for Coach Kelly. Oh, you know what? Kate did vote for Coach Kelly. So, but then Lanny and Sam both voted for Gordo. Interesting.
They probably felt burned by her in the end.
That's true, because it was her HOHs that directly led to their evictions. Wow. So crazy run. Congratulations. Mr. Dig, I don't think I saw this coming, is America's favorite house guest.
Wow. I thought it would have been Aaron Carter, honestly.
I also would have suspected Kate or Aaron Carter, but Mr. Dig, for some reason, was America's favorite house guest.
All right.
Now we just get some stats.
We're looking through some stats now. So it turns out Gordo was actually nominated the most out of anybody, followed by Aaron Carter. But Gordo also was saved with the veto 5 times. So he did a really good job of taking himself off the block. Lanny led the way with 10 votes throughout the course of the season. Not surprising, considering he was evicted once. Joe, sadly, evicted despite having no votes. It's always sad.
Yeah.
Wow, there's like some weekly popularity rankings.
Really
This
intense.
I've never seen this before. This is very intense. So it seemed like Mr. Dig really floated to the top in week 4. People really were digging Mr. Dig. He just kept that popularity throughout the rest of the season. It turns out the least popular house guest was Coach Kelly.
Oh, no.
So I wonder...
What was her edit?
I wonder what was her edit, because we were all enjoying the Coach Kelly edit, but it seems like fans were not.
So Big Brother 21, what's really interesting about that, you think about favorite house guest and the winner of that season. Favorite house guest was Nicole, who was like beloved the entire time, a la Mr. Dig. And then the winner, Jackson Mickey, is hated the entire time by America. So does that come into play here?
Totally possible. I'm also shocked that Gammy McGuire was the second least popular because I don't think that she did anything particularly offensive. It does make sense, though. Aaron Carter and Kate, second and third in terms of popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kate was really the upset for me this season.
Although I think we did have a really strong Final 5. I think that everybody really deserved to be there, and everybody was playing a good game for themselves.
It was a great season.
Yes, this is really this is what Big Brother could be if people, played the game.
Nick, thank you for joining us for Big Brother, Big Sister.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was wonderful to watch a season of Big Brother play and to participate in this conversation. It was great.
Absolutely. Marisa, what do we have coming up on the podcast?
So next week, we jump back into Lizzie McGuire. It's been a 4-week break for us, but we're back. We're back with season 2. We have a guest joining us for the season 2 premiere, my friend Rachel Lynn Solomon. Very excited to have Rachel on the podcast to discuss the episode titled First Kiss.
Is she going to get a new boyfriend? Sorry. No, I don't want any spoilers. No, you're right. I don't want any spoilers. Cool. Yeah, very excited to have Rachel on the podcast. We had her husband, Ivan, on the podcast earlier this season.
Yes, he was our first guest.
Our first guest. So, yeah, excited to hear what Rachel has to... And this is an episode that she hand-selected, right? She was like, I want to talk about episode 201, First Kiss.
Yes.
So excited to hear what she has to say.
Me too. It'll be fun. Big congratulations to Coach Kelly, of course.
You're right.
Dot Marie Jones pulling through with the win.
I think listeners of the podcast will also know that I'm a big Dot Marie Jones fan, so I'm not mad at this outcome. I realize that Coach Kelly is like a minor character, but that's not her.
But Dot
that's
Marie
not her fault.
Jones has a lasting impact.
But this just goes to show that maybe she deserves more attention.
Yeah, perhaps.
There's a lot of wasted potential.
As always, you can follow us online at Outfit Repeat Pod on Twitter. email us at outfitrepeaterspodcast@gmail.com. Thoughts, questions. We will be accepting episode questions again. Any feedback on this little hiatus? We just love to hear from our 2 listeners. I don't know why I plug these every week, because really, like, the people who listen to the podcast just text me their reactions.
It's fine. This episode, along with our full library, are on our website, www.paginatedmedia.com/outfitrepeaters. They're also available on pretty much any podcast platform at this point.
Yes, and be sure to tune in next week for season 2, episode 1, First Kiss.